Hello everyone. Now, this is going to take us through the basic introduction of Python. Now, what is Python? Python is a popular and a cross-platform programming language which was created by Guido van Rossum. The first version was released in the year 1994, January, while the second version was released in the year 2000, October, and the third version in the year 2008, December. Python can read and modify database systems. It can be used as a script to provide specific function, that is by inserting it or merging it with major uh, codes, okay, as a snippet. It can be used to develop video games, audio or video apps, mobile apps, networking apps, scientific or mathematical apps, security utilities, and educational apps. Python is an object-oriented programming language because everything in Python is an object. This means, for example, a function is an object because it can be assigned to a variable. Also, any script can be ported to a variable, which can further be ported to another variable, and then so on. Hence, it is object-oriented. A class is a created variable or object which contains several callable methods or characteristics. These characteristics are the functions that can be called within a class. Now, there are some specific definitions that you need to know in Python. A function, which is a block of code that runs only when it is called. The function can be inbuilt, it can also be created. Some examples of the inbuilt function are the print function, okay, the input function, the render function, and many more. For instance, the print will create a display on our terminal or wherever we want it to be displayed. The input will take a user entry into the shell or into the memory of a Python from a user by entering it through a device. The render function will take a request, alright, and then pass this into um, a file, okay, which will run together with another context. So that means once the request is received, it will tie the file to another context and then return an object which can be rendered in a HTML. So these are several examples of an inbuilt function. Moreover, there are created functions which we can use the keyword def to create. An example is the def afunc, which is the name of a function. Then the next line after it is indented to show the code of the codes that are inside that block afunc, which are to run once the afunc is called. Now to call that function, the name of the function must be declared, just like it is seen as a func. Objects and methods. Methods are in objects and are functions of that object. It means that objects, like variables, also have functions which are inside of the object. There are inbuilt methods and functions. Okay? There are inbuilt objects and methods. An example is alist.append function. The alist here is a list, and .append is a method. The list also has several other methods that can be used, such as sort, such as remove, such as clear, and so many more. This is an example of an inbuilt. Whereas an object can also be created by using the class. So while we use the class, there is an example here. A class is like an object constructor, that is, it's used to create an object. An example is class A class. The A class is the name of the class, the name given to it. And inside it, the lines are indented. So the first characteristic, which is going to be classified as the method of that object, is x equals 5. The second is y equals to 6. And outside of the block, the object is created, which is P1. So P1 is referred and assigned the A class. Now we can call the method x by using P1.x, or call the method y by using P1.y. Now the second way we can create a class is by using the def initialize method. Initialize method has the self, which is like a carrier, okay, that allows the arguments x and y to be used as variables and used wherever we want to use them outside of that function. So now we declare the self.x equals to x, calls it a variable x, which is classified as a method of that class. The same thing goes to y. So that's the way they construct. Then the actual object is created with p2. Okay, so equal to the b class, the name of the class. Then inside that we have the arguments, the parameters, the values of the parameters which we want to assign to the arguments x and y. The join will be assigned to x, while the 36 will be assigned to y. So when you want to call on the first method of that object's class B, we refer to it as p2.x, whereas we want to call on the method y, then we call p2.y.